Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 7th concert of our summer season. We'll begin tonight's concert with Kentucky 1800 by Claire Grundman. Grundman's music is often built around and takes influence from folk songs from all over the world, and Kentucky 1800 is no exception. The piece is based around 3 American folk songs: The Promised Land, I'm Sad and I'm Lonely, and Cindy, all of whose melodies are reminiscent of the years the pioneers were forging westward. The Promised Land is a traditional folk song originally written by Tullius Clinton O'Kane and is still present in many hymnals today. I'm Sad and I'm Lonely originally appeared on the Carl Sandburg album The American Song Bag, with the note that it came from a Dallas, Texas woman who got it from Tennessee folks. Cindy is a popular folk song which is said to originate from North Carolina, but true origins are undetermined. Here is Kentucky 1800. like to point out that the St. Genevieve Stompers are selling soda and drinks in their normal location on, it's not actually a very hot evening, so whatever. Up next, we have Georgia on My Mind, a song which was written by Hoagie Carmichael in 1930. In Carmichael's autobiography, he writes, the origin of the song, a friend, saxophonist and band leader, Frankie Turnbauer, suggested, why don't you write a song called Georgia? Nobody lost much in writing about the South. While the song is almost universally believed to be written about the state of Georgia, the lyrics, written by Stuart Gorrell, are ambiguous enough to refer to either the state or a woman named Georgia. The song has been popular since its recording in 1930, and in 2003, Rolling Stone named Georgia on My Mind the 44th greatest song of all time. Let's have a round of applause for soloist Bill Bradley. A jazz funeral is a tradition which developed in New Orleans, although the term is generally regarded as inappropriate by most New Orleans musicians, instead preferring funeral with music, because while jazz is part of the ceremony, it is not the primary focus. A typical funeral with music begins with a march by the family, friends, and a brass band from the home, funeral home, or church to the cemetery, where the band plays somber dirges and hymns. After the deceased is buried, the music becomes more upbeat, often starting with a hymn or spiritual played in the swing fashion, then going into popular hot tunes. Tonight you'll hear an arrangement by Jared Spears, which will feature soloists Alex Martin on trombone, Bill Bradley on trumpet, Rick Litkey on tuba, and Gloria Means on clarinet. This is At a Dixieland Jazz Funeral. have one more round of applause for our soloists. Fiddle Faddle is a candy-coated popcorn snack that consists of popped popcorn covered with either caramel or butter toffee mixed with peanuts, similar to Cracker Jack. The musical composition, however, is a light classical composition by composer I'm sure you're all familiar with by now, Leroy Anderson. Anderson wrote this piece as one of a number of pieces commissioned by Arthur Fiedler of the Boston Pops Orchestra. After the piece was finished, it became an instant favorite of audiences. Fiedler programmed it so frequently in Pops concerts that audiences began to refer it as Fiedler Faddle. The song is based on the childhood nursery rhyme Three Blind Mice, and as the title implies, prominently featured violins in original recordings. Try and keep up with this quick piece, Fiddle Faddle. is a ballet and orchestral work by Russian composer Igor Stravinsky. The ballet is based on Russian folk tales of the magical glowing bird of the same name. Prince Ivan enters the magical realm of Koshay the Immortal, and while wandering the gardens, he sees and chases the firebird. Once caught, the firebird begs for its life and agrees to assist Ivan in exchange for eventual freedom. The ballet was written for Sergei Diaghilev's Russian Ballet Company in 1910. Stravinsky was virtually unknown as a composer when Diaghilev recruited him, and The Firebird was his first project. The ballet has historic significance, not only as Stravinsky's breakthrough piece, but also as the beginning of the collaboration between Diaghilev and Stravinsky that would produce Petrushka and The Rite of Spring. Enjoy the finale from The Firebird. Entertainer is a 1902 piano rag written by Scott Joplin. One of the classics of ragtime, it returned to top international prominence as part of ragtime revival in the 1970s, when it was used as part of the theme for the 1973 Oscar-winning film The Sting. Composer and pianist Martin Hamlish's adaptation reached number 3 on Billboard pop charts and spent a week at number 1 on many easy listening charts in 1974. The Sting was set in the 1930s, a full generation after the end of ragtime's mainstream popularity, thus giving the mistaken impression that ragtime music was popular at the time. The Recording Industry Association of America ranked The Entertainer number 10 on its Songs of the Century list. Tap your toes along to this fun piece, The Entertainer. Gloucester is a three-movement suite by Hugh M. Stewart, which, quote, effectively captures the mood of common folk living in the shadow of medieval castles, according to the Shawnee Press. The piece was written in 1969 and began with Stewart's fascination with a 10th century couplet, "There's no one quite so comely as the jolly Earl of Cholmondeley." The resulting three movements of the composition are the Jolly Earl of Cholmondeley, Air for Eventide, and the Fiefs of Wembley. Enjoy the fruits of Stewart's bizarre obsession, three airs from Gloucester. Francis Albert, but better known to all of us as Frank, Sinatra was a pop music legend. He began his musical career in the swing era as a boy singer with Harry James and Tommy Dorsey, but found unprecedented success as a solo artist. After signing with Columbia Records in 1943, his debut album, The Voice of Frank Sinatra, released in 1946, met with huge critical acclaim, going to #1 on the fledgling Billboard charts and staying there for 7 weeks. His career stalled by the 1950s, but was reborn in 1953 after he won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in From Here to Eternity. From there, he signed with Capitol Records and released several critically lauded albums, including In the Wee Small Hours, Come Fly With Me, and Nice and Easy. Sinatra founded his own record label, Reprise Records, in 1961, where he continued to release one successful album after another. He was the recipient of 11 Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and one of the best-selling artists of all time, having sold over 150 million copies worldwide. This is Sinatra. Next, we'll hear Boss Trombone by Henry Fillmore. Fillmore is the composer of over 250 pieces and the arranger of hundreds more. Fillmore would often publish under pseudonyms, including Harold Bennett, Ray Hall, Harry Hartley, Al Hayes, Gus Beans, and most interesting, Henrietta Moore. One of his aliases, Will Huff, caused issues, as another Will Huff composed marches and even lived in the same state as Fillmore. He is well known for his marches, including the Footlifter, American Twee, and the Circus Bee, but gained fame for his trombone featuring pieces, a series of 15 tunes known as the Trombone Family, which included songs such as Miss Trombone, Bones Trombone, Ham Trombone, and this next one, Boss Trombone. von Beethoven was a German composer and pianist and a crucial figure in the transition from the classical and romantic eras in music. He remains one of the most famous composers, well known for his 9 symphonies and numerous piano concertos and sonatas, and also composer of chamber music and choral works. Born in Bonn, Beethoven displayed musical talent at an early age and was taught by his father Johann and Christian Gottlieb Neff. At 22, he moved to Vienna, intending to study with Mozart, an idol of his, though the two never met. He befriended and studied with Joseph Haydn and stayed in Vienna until his death. Tonight we'll hear a medley of themes from his 5th, 7th, and 9th symphonies. Here is Salute to Beethoven. Our last piece this evening is High School Cadets by John Philip Sousa. Sousa wrote the piece in 1890 after being commissioned by Washington, D.C. High School. The school's famous High School Cadets drill team asked Sousa to write a better march than National Fencibles, which he had written for a rival school. Sousa complied and wrote this march, which opens with a bright fanfare into a jaunty theme. The latter half begins more extroverted, but in grand Sousa style builds to a bombastic finish. Coming in at number 44 on my list of favorite Sousa marches, behind National Fencibles at number 11, this is High School Cadets. Thank you for coming out to our concert tonight. If you see a band member, be sure to congratulate them on a job well done. I'd also like to thank Channel 798 for recording tonight's concert, and thank everyone else who makes these concerts possible. Good night and have a safe trip home.